Hello everybody, this is Lara at Pure Elliott Wave with your daily update for Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. Before I get into it, I just want to remind you nothing in this video is trading or investing advice. This is educational purposes only. It is just analysis. However, I am a CMT, Chartered Market Technician, for over a decade now, and I have 15 years experience with technical analysis. So I'm going to give you my experienced and qualified technical analysis for free. Now, I don't give you my Bitcoin Elliott Wave analysis. That's a subscription. It's available on my website, and I do that every Monday for my membership there. But I will give you my highlight of technicals for the day for Bitcoin. Today, I want to again draw your attention to this hammer candlestick pattern, which I pointed out yesterday. And I said that if we get a break above this channel, and if we see a break above this channel with support from volume, that would be very bullish, and we've got it. So that's really good to see. Support for Bitcoin is held around about 29,000, just a little bit below, and that's very strong support, and that is holding prices bouncing up off there. There's another bullish long lower wick here. So prices closed outside of this channel, but I like to be conservative in my risk management. So my definition of a channel breach is a full candlestick in the opposite direction outside the channel and not touching the channel, of movement in the opposite direction. So we need to see this current session close green and not touch the upper edge of this trend line. If that happens, that'll constitute my very conservative definition of a channel breach, and that would be another bullish signal for Bitcoin. So this upward movement for yesterday has really strong support from volume compared to the last few days, and so that is really good to see. I know it's not as strong as this previous upward volume here, but that's okay. It's still showing the bulls are coming back. They're not back like they were back here, but they are starting to come back into the picture, and volume is pushing price higher. That's what we want to see for a strong sustained upward trend. It's coming in the context now of ADX telling us, yes, there is an upward trend and it's in an early stage. Now I want to show you how extreme ADX can get. This is one of my favorite indicators. I use it for all my charts every day. You need to know what state the market is in, because the market will only be doing one of two things. It will be either trending or it will be consolidating or moving in a counter trend movement. And ADX is going to help tell you what state, trending or not, the market is in, but it's also going to really help you know when your trend is early, mid or extreme. At this stage, it's a very, very early stage for Bitcoin. There is a long way to go before this trend gets as extreme as it can. Let's have a look and see how extreme ADX can get for this market. We can see in November 2015, ADX was above 72.5. Having a quick look to orient yourself, this is November 2015, and as you can see, after this bull run, pullback, consolidation, November 2015 is a relatively very early stage of an extremely strong bullish run. The close on this month was $377, and the close, or the eventual high, was just under 20,000. The close back up here, 13,850 in December 2017. So from November 2015, when ADX reached very, very extreme, there were pullbacks along the way to relieve those extreme conditions, but overall this is a very strong bullish run. Compare and contrast that to today's look for ADX. It's in a very early stage. So not only can ADX get very extreme, it can actually do so relatively early on in a bullish run for Bitcoin. So there is, when I tell you how bullish, I can't stress how bullish this chart looks to me. This is an upward trend in a really early stage, and just 3 days ago, it looks like, at least for the short term, Bitcoin has found a low on the 7th of August, and it's got a long, long way to go. For Ethereum, I want to take a step back, because I think for all of these for Bitcoin and Ethereum, we'll get to XRP next, but for Ethereum, I want to take a little step back, look at the monthly chart and look at the Elliott wave count, and try and understand the bigger picture. This Elliott wave count has cycle 1, cycle 2, and cycle 3 must subdivide as an impulse, extremely likely to be extending. Can't be over here, because this can't be cycle 4, because 4 may not move into wave 1 price territory. So very simple Elliott wave rules, using that, we can see this chart is extremely bullish. So cycle 3 must be extending and only primary 1 and 2 within it are over. So this wave count now sees primary 3 within cycle 3, 2 really big third waves in an extremely volatile market that has extended third waves in a really early stage. This is so bullish. And this is why I want to draw your attention to the bigger picture right now at this point in time. I'll put a link for this little article from Cointelegraph in the description box below. Some guys built a Bitcoin trading bot, and the trading bot very quickly learned, don't get in and out, don't trade it, buy it and hold it. Hold it for the long term. If you had bought Bitcoin back down here when it was under 20 cents and you had sold it up here on the date, well, just after this high, I analysed this daily back here in 2017, and on the 23rd of December 2017, 6 days after the high, I called for this big bear market, and price did fall 84% of market value. So if you'd bought down here when you could have used my techniques to identify the first possible opportunity to buy and hold Bitcoin, and sold it here when you saw a complete Elliott wave structure, and I called for that high, you could have turned $100 into over $7.5 million. That's why you buy and hold. So the big picture for Ethereum, really, really early stage of an absolutely massive third wave if this Elliott wave count is correct, and I've done it in detail. Weekly chart, here's primary 1, primary 2. Now within the start of primary 3, I'm going to label intermediate 1 incomplete. When it's complete, we're going to have a big multi-week or even multi-month pullback, or possibly even bear market for intermediate 2, which may not be able to move beyond the start of 1, could be very deep, but won't necessarily have to be for Ethereum at this point in time, because the strong upward pull of a third wave at intermediate primary and cycle degree could force intermediate 2 to be more shallow than these corrections normally are at this stage in a third wave. Within intermediate 1, minor 1, minor 2, minute 1, minute 2, beautifully finding support at this base channel this week. Let's look on the daily. Perfect support. Now we've got this strong move up and away, and we've got a close outside of the base channel, and just like Bitcoin, it looks like it might be ready to print a proper breach according to my conservative definition. Until we have that, minuet 2 may not move beyond the start of 1. Here is risk at 1622.92. Technicals, we have a morning doji star. Yesterday I pointed this out. I said look how yesterday is going to close. If it closes within or beyond the body of the 6th of August, and especially if it has push from volume, that's going to be really bullish, and it is really bullish. So this is telling us this is a bullish reversal pattern. It has good strong support from volume, and this is also actually a bullish engulfing pattern. So this is a good strong break above this channel, and now I want to see Wednesday. If Wednesday can close green outside of this channel and not touching it, I would have even more confidence in at least a short to mid-term bullish outlook for Ethereum. I just can't be as confident with XRP though. Now it could have found a low a few days ago, but there's some problems with this one. So again, cycle 1, cycle 2, primary 1, primary 2, same wave count, and it all has a good fit. Early stages of primary 3. Now for XRP, unfortunately, this is actually quite a reasonable target. For most other cryptocurrencies, this 4.236 Fibonacci ratio I would consider to be way too short, but if you look at cycle wave 1, primary 3 was 4.37 times the length of primary 1, so pretty close to 4.236 there. So this would actually be a reasonable target. So I'm not necessarily expecting primary 3 to get into the hundreds. It might only reach less than $10, and that's okay. Minute wave 1 is a leading expanding diagonal. Following those, the second wave corrections are commonly very deep, and this is not very deep. If it continues lower, I would look for strong support at the lower edge of this best fit channel I've drawn around this upward movement. This would be, so I can't give you a price point because the trend line's sloping. We've got a morning doji star here as well, but the bullish candlestick in the morning doji star did not have push from volume, so a little bit of a concern there. So two concerns: the depth of that second wave correction. The Elliott wave count says that's unusual, and we don't see push from volume off this low. We do have a bullish reversal pattern though. If we can see an upward session outside, above and not touching this trend line, of upward movement with support from volume, then I would have a little bit of confidence for XRP. So for the moment, let's look at support and resistance. And for this one, let's keep it super simple. If it does continue lower, look for pretty strong support at 55 cents. If we do see a channel breach and we see a bit of support from volume, have confidence in an upward swing. Look out for resistance about 82 cents. That's it for me today, trying to keep it under 10 minutes with your Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. Thank you so much for watching and thank you for your support.